Welcome, my lady. If you wish to go to the ocular, I should be glad to escort you. Take me to the eyeball room. We made it up to the point where we took Zero to the first. We did our little solution so that we could siphon light from the site of the flood in Amarang into the Crystal Tower, and we are now departing the first to return to the source and continue from there. Zero sucked up a whole bunch of light with Reen's help, which was a really wonderful scene with all the imagery and the meaning and impact there in that particular location on the first. I really enjoyed that a lot. Before we said our farewells, Zero thanked me, saying that she learned much during her time in Orvant. While I didn't believe I'm owed such gratitude, I am nonetheless grateful that she found the experience worthwhile. It seems Zero is already back in the vessel. I would have liked to talk to her more, but it'll have to wait until next time. And there will be a next time, I'm sure of it. The tower stands ready to send light into the rift, and Zero's soul is secure in her vessel once more. I'm old and I'm tired, but I did what I could. Our helpers across the realm have also sent word that the transmitters are in place. Once the others have been set on the moon of Zero's world, we should have the foundation for our ethereal current. To make matters easier, the transmitters broadcast a powerful signal that can be detected by the tower even across the rift. Upon confirming that the Void Ones are active, we will send forth the light. The rest will be up to you. We'll all be praying for your success. Now go! Make haste back to the source and save your worlds. I'm going! It is nice to see that there's still a lot of stuff being, like, canonically supported, that the tower has this existence between multiple worlds. And I really think that in the future of the game, I mean, it just makes the most sense generally, but in the future of the game, like, the tower being something that could somehow be anchored in each of the realities or each of those different shards, and then be a, like, major hub where people could travel, come back and forth between those different worlds, would be really amazing. I think that would be a super cool way to kind of create travel between, so that all of the shards were united again, even if not literally, in a way in which they weren't so separated and left, you know, to struggle with whatever apocalypses have happened to them. We're setting the stage. We're setting the groundwork for, you know, being able to go between them more freely. But I don't know if that would mean then that in the other shards that we haven't been to yet, we would have to have some kind of, like, version of the Crystal Tower that would visit there, because it wasn't there on the first, and then was there because of the events of the alternate timeline, Black Rose timeline. Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff all over the place. Welcome back, Arden. I presume the preparations in the first are complete. That is well, for time grows short. Arden, thank heavens you've returned. The Loporits report that the brands are on the verge of failing. We have no time to spare. I shall restore Zero to her body at once. Let's go, let's do it, let's go, let's do it! I'm so ready to have the new content. I kept remembering in the last few months, I was like, oh my gosh, there's like a whole dungeon in a trial that I haven't done yet. Like, I need that. I need to add it into the mix. So I'm excited. I'm hoping we can get there today. Ah, that's better. Still feeling okay with that light and dark mix? I was worried that the soul transference process might affect the light I absorbed, but it feels as potent as before. Yay! The radiance of your soul was impossibly blinding. I don't know how you would have managed without Reen's help. While Reen helped me to contain the light, it was you. All of you who gave me the courage to even make the attempt. Your friendship, your acceptance. That includes the people of the First. The Knights Blessed in particular showed me great kindness and dumped water all over me, but it was nice. As did Runa. whose only regret seems to be that you could not join us. Come on, Y'shtola, you're not surprised. You know that man loves you. She might be blind, but she is not blind to that fact. You know what I mean? Also, are they ever going to address that? I really hope they do. That's one major thing that they could still do for Y'shtola in the future. That would be great, like as far as the character arc or other things go. A regret we share. Ours is a reunion long overdue. If all is in readiness, then I will assume my dragon form and fly to the moon. Real words that are said in Final Fantasy. Do you ever just have that moment? You ever just have that moment where you suddenly, it's like you get slapped in the face with, ah yes, I am playing a Final Fantasy game. This small child saying to me, I will return to my dragon form and fly to the moon. It's like, slap right in the face. This is a Final Fantasy. It's just happening, and this is what you have to just buckle in for. Suspension of Final Fantasy disbelief. Sometimes it just gets you good. In the meantime, pray make your own way to the Drowning Brand. There we shall reconvene before sallying forth once more into the void. Alright. Back to the moon we go. Back to the void we go. I mean, I'm so curious right now about where the next dungeon is going to be. I'm genuinely curious. It must be a void dungeon, right? Unless it's another dungeon set on the moon, or maybe it's something like in the in-between. Maybe it's something like traveling through the dimensions to the void. It could be like the structure down below on the moon in the void. If we go into that more so. Because yeah, like right now, it doesn't seem like, you know, it's not going to be on the first. It's not going to be, so I'm not like, no spoilers, but I'm definitely wondering about it at this point, because it has been kind of leading me to believe that we're going to have another void dungeon, which is cool. I really enjoyed the other one. It's so gorgeous vistas, like very cool moments. Hopefully the difficulty is like a little bit, because I feel like the difficulty of the dungeons has been a little underwhelming, but we'll see what happens, I guess. I love that I look over at chat and everybody's like, sorry, no spoilers, Rook. We hear you with your rhetorical questions and we're being good, no spoilers. I appreciate you all, you're excellent. You're wonderful, you're fantastic. Maybe it's like going down into the cradle here and then like emerging, I don't know, we'll see. Thank you for keeping me spoiler safe even as I ask you a million rhetorical questions. Yeah, Zero and Arden's hat game, so strong. This is me manifesting. As you all already know, this is me manifesting the reality that I want to have happen, which is that it's the year 2024, and it is overdue that we have a female Persona equivalent for our Meteor Comet face of the game, right? Give me Comet to complement Meteor. And so I'm doing everything that I can to just manifest the correlations between Zero and our character, since Ardbert supposedly looks like Warrior of Light, right? I'm over here like, and this wasn't even intentional at first because I redesigned Arden before Zero was even a thing, but it's like, I mean, Arden kind of looks like Zero, right? If I put that hat on, even more so, yeah? It's probably not going to be the case, and all my hoping will have been for nothing, but I'm going to keep manifesting it to the best of my abilities while we can. Oh, thank goodness you're back! The seal will break at any moment, Arden! Any moment! Don't worry, Mapping Way, it's going to be fine. The darkness groweth stronger with every passing moment. Doubt not, but that Zeromus shall soon attain full strength. Golbez will be ready for our return. We must likewise be ready for him. 'Tis a terrible darkness indeed that should so test the restraints which once held Zodiac, but with the light from the first I am confident we will prevail. The hour is upon us. If everyone is ready, then so am I. I mean, I think I'm ready.
Time to take the fight to the enemy, is it? The darkness has been utterly relentless, gnawing at the seal like I might an iron carrot. Strike fast and hard, because you won't get another chance. As a precaution, we further enhanced the combat supporters. You don't need to worry about us while you're away.
I shall maintain my vigil over the brands. Pray see that thou art ready to depart as soon as Vritra and the others have assembled. May the light shine the way to victory and deliver you all safely home. I mean, it would be a real bummer if we just died here. If we didn't get delivered safely home. And instead just super mega died. It would not be great. I mean, maybe some people would find that to be really exciting and refreshing, and for Dawntrail, you make like a whole new avatar. They would need to like have overhauled the CC. I think that really would help warm people up to the idea of it, you know? But I don't think that's what happened here in 6.5. Maybe I'm wrong. Ride that dragon! Ride that dragon! Any opportunity that we have to just soar the skies on a beautiful, majestic dragon, I am there for it. I am taking it. Best cutscenes in the game. I wonder what Zeramis looks like. I haven't played 4, so I don't know what he looks like. Hope it's more interesting than, not that I hate Zodiark's design, but I was kind of hoping for something a little more with Zodiark's design. I like some of the details in the fight though. They're really cool. And the arms and everything else are also really amazing. And the parallels between like the parts of his body that are missing and the parts of him that were imprisoned on the different shards, also very, very interesting. In order to unleash the most concentrated burst of light possible, we will route the energy to multiple transmitters before directing it to converge at a single point. I will survey the area for suitable locations. It's too quiet. Surely they know we're here. This time, sister. This time I will save you. We're gonna do it! We're gonna save her! Don't worry about it! Hopium! Hopium's a powerful thing! The dark pall over the crater has grown thicker, and on the other side lies Golbez's domain. Oh, the dungeon is Golbez's domain, right? It has to be. It must be. He'll have altered the terrain to hinder us. I don't sense his presence, but I wager he is in the crater. 'Twould be ideal if he were. I shall hurry and place the transmitters. Once they are activated, our cross-rift ethereal current will be established, and light will flow freely from the first. In theory, at least. It will work. It must. Yeah, there's no room for failure. It's totally fine. The stakes are high, and we're all gonna rise to the occasion. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be good. Okay, there's our transmitters. The one big flaw in this plan is if Zeramis just reaches out and, like, knocks them over. Maybe they're, like, magically anchored.
Without further ado, then. Light from beyond the rift, shine forth and banish the darkness.
Voiced cutscene, okay. Also love that we've had more with Y'shtola as well about, like, the verbal component of spells. Good, fun, love it. That kind of like witchiness, that different kind of spin on magic craftery that we see in the game, and like from her learning from Montoya as well. I think it's very fun to see a bit more of that. Oh, we're gonna see what's happening over on this end. I really hope this doesn't mess everything up for everybody.
The tower is replete with light from the Bath Arang. Commencing transmission.
Maybe there's a way that they can do like a transmat kind of teleporter situation using the crystal tower, even if people can't like directly walk through a gate between different shards. You can like see the whole thing here. Oh, this has to be a hub for like inter-rift travel.
Flowing into the void.
And this all makes sense too because we know the crystal tower has a connection to the void.
Illuminate your way.
Aww, Nina.
You can do it, Zero. I believe in you.
Where is Gaia, though? You would really think that she would have some kind of major stake in this. It's very strange to me that she's just, like, conspicuously absent from all of these cutscenes. Huge laser beam! Hey! That looks like a dungeon entrance, don't you think? That's our sort of like passage in.
It worked. Let us waste no time and sally forth. Alas, I fear the breach may be too narrow for you, Vritra.
Vritra is very large, and that hole is very small. Unless he can, like, ferret.
I prepared my simulacrum for such an eventuality.
Hey!
My true form shall stand guard here while we explore the chasm.
Also, can I just say that I hope that, like, all the remaining Great Worms get simulacrum forms at some point? I just think that'd be so good, especially if we go to Mericidia, right? Give me a beautiful Tiamat. I mean, I can smooch her as she is, but, like... give me other alternative wife version, you know? She'd be so beautiful, too. You just know it.
Tis faint, but I sense the presence of a dragon. No doubt my sister's essence trapped within Zeromus. Not where she was held captive before, but somewhere much deeper.
The descent will not be so easy this time. The chasm swarms with void scent.
Bring it on! Bring it on!
Summoned by Golbez, perhaps, or born of the residual darkness.
However they came to be, we shall cut a path through them. Is everyone ready?
Let's do it!
Zero?
Zero, like, having a moment? Aww. It's like the first sparks of light that have been in this world for...
That light should shine in the void once more.
Oh, I don't know why that made me so emotional. Oh.
No single one of us could have made it so. Only by joining hands were we able to kindle this light.
Do you see, Golbez? We needn't damn others to save ourselves. You knew this once, surely, when you tried to befriend me. When you were one of the precious few left willing to trust in another. But that man is gone. And in his place, a mockery of his beliefs.
I'm still of the opinion that Golbez, like the like Highlander that he was, right, is actually Xenos's fragment from this shard. And that whole, like, you know, I'm your friend, I'm gonna be your friend, that obsession, like, is an echo through them. And that like connection and stuff has like greater resonance. I'm still of that opinion. I personally think, especially too because that Highlander has like the long flowing hair, like the blonde hair, like Xenos. Could be wrong. I know other people also like theorize that like Zero is Xenos's shard, especially because of some of the lore that we got about Reapers in the recent Encyclopedia Eorzea. There was a tidbit of lore in it that it's very likely that like the most skillful Reapers actually seek out and are able to like arrange this hosting and this symbiotic relationship because the void scent that they are playing host to is very likely one of their own shards. But personally, this is just me. One, we know that the lore books are like in canon, in universe, and that they are by extension fallible. Like they have the possibility of flaws or retcons because they are like written with current existing knowledge and sometimes are hypothetical in nature. That doesn't mean that like they contradict everything and it's all like useless. It's usually incredibly good information, but it does mean that there are like there's room for us to reinterpret. And also for like the purposes of Reaper characters and Reaper void scent, I personally really like the idea that like you could pick and choose different types of void scent to like have this kind of symbiosis with for different reasons, because they have different abilities, they have different natures, they have different stuff like that, and I think it opens up the possibilities of imagination with that kind of class more so, outside of just being like, I find my shard and I reunite with it, because as well, not everybody has a shard. Not everybody was a fractured soul that is intact from the time of the ancients. There have been many souls born since then. So again, it's not even as though that is something that would hold true for every person or every practitioner. So there's a lot of theories going around, but I personally still like the one that Golbez is Xenos's shard. And maybe this patch will like negate that or contradict that. I don't know. I think that if anything, Xenos may have pulled Zero because Xenos had this fixation on us, and Zero might be a shard of us. And then that like unwilling, you know, camaraderie that he forced on both of us might be something, but that like provided a different connection. So I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe I'm about to find something else out right now.
It's the same as before. Though we walk different paths, we seek the same destination. And yet... there is something I must know. A truth that lies waiting in the dark.
What truth? Let's see what everybody has to say before we go in, though. Take heart and protect them well. I will live up to my own words. This I swear. When we find Golbez, let me speak with him, please. There is something I must know. Okay, I'll try to hold off on murdering him for at least a little bit. We've no time to waste. The void scent we felled will return ere long. The lingering light illuminates the way to our foe. It will not escape us. Okay! And with that, we're gonna queue in! We're gonna queue in for Lunar Subterrane. We'll swap over and declutter our HUD a little bit, and then we'll get in here for our first run, so... I always love a good new dungeon. I'm curious how they're gonna actually kind of realize this one. I mean, I imagine that it has to do with his domain, since we're crossing over into it. Yeah, long as Golbez guarded the location of his domain, a solemn sanctuary wherein he conspired to break the barrier between worlds. So, I wonder what this will kind of reveal for him. As a person, as a character, his own internal landscape. I'm already seeing people saying that they love this dungeon, that it's a good one, so I'm like, okay. Oh, and I see a little bit of a tidbit too. Thank you, Liar, who's chatting about this. That this is the name of the final dungeon in Final Fantasy IV. So, some more 4 parallels here. I'm guessing this is 4 music too. It's good. It reminds me a bit of like Palace of the Dead. Like the deep floors with the kind of grid flooring here and the like onyx crystals and... Were those little tiny baby eyeballs? Little tiny meatballs! Ah! Oh my gosh, I've never seen baby meatballs before! Those are fun! Void Moon Panopt. Oh, these are new. I mean, I think they're like scaled down models, right? Of like some of the bigger eyeballs, but I don't remember a place that we've seen these exactly. Fun to see the archdemons again, though. I always like those models. And we'll stand on the side of the Dahak just in case he does the breath and tail attacks. The music is good, though. I really like it. I haven't played 4, and it's one of the ones that I keep thinking at some point. I mean, I should play any of the Final Fantasies that I haven't played. That's just a given. Laser beam eye. This plague creature, I feel like, is from... It's like World of Darkness-esque. It's a little bit of like one of the older eyeball models. I like his little feet. Okay. There goes the archdemon. Now we have like a little, like a little teleporter type deal. Ooh! It turns us into little balls! That's fun. As I like scope ahead to see what's ahead of us. I like that it's all kind of this abstract space, and around you can sort of see the actual kind of crater itself. We're gonna hustle, we're gonna run, we're gonna run. That guitar riff! I've been leveling Warrior because it's my last of my Omni 90 that I have. And I've been leveling it so much that for a second as we came into this, I was like, oh me, it's me, I'm the healer, I'm the one. I'm sure Kazane loves hearing that. Liana loves hearing that right now. Like, oops. I'm supposed to heal? Void Moon Humbaba. Okay, even more down here. Oh, that's cool! This is a very cool arena! The, like, verticality of it is so amazing. And with these kinds of, like, remnants of this building around it. A dark elf who dares trespass in Lord Golbez's domain. I'm curious if these are bosses from 4 as well. Or like from that final dungeon. Okay, we've got the staves that go out. It's got sort of like the monkey model. But it's squares. It says squares, so those are gonna go off, okay. But with that more kind of the elven kind of goblin-ish face, which is cool. Sorceress Shroud. Maybe we'll see something like this for our caster. A sorcerer! That would be kind of fun. Where you have different like staves that you put down. That would be a real curveball. That would be a real wild one. And like a little wand. Wands finally make a comeback. Ah, Dark Elf is from 4. I see the confirmation. Okay. I see a mention in the chat about how the squares and triangles remind you of the boss in a Niter. Yes, it reminds me of that too. It also reminds me of the squares and triangles, or the circles and triangles in, oh, what is it? Vanashpati? That kind of like, this shape will detonate at the end of this sort of deal. Oh god, oh no. Oh, there's dooms! Hold up, hold up, hold up a minute! Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Did you die earlier because there was a doom that I didn't see? I'm so sorry. So sorry, liar. I think it was just AoE. Abyssal Outburst, I'm gonna assume this is our AoE. Ooh. Get some healing out. Hexed by the Dark Elf, the moment of doom draws ever nearer as stacks increase. So maybe if you get enough of those stacks, there's like an inescapable or unpurgeable doom. Whew, we did it! We did it! Now, there's not a unique gear set, is there? That's still pretty though. I remember this piece. What is this from? What does this share with? I like this headpiece a lot. It's very pretty with the kind of like half mask, and I think it has a visor element, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, it's just like a small one. It's not too buck wild. But this is dyeable, obviously, so that's nice. Exarchic, that's what it is. It's the Exarchic set. Man, I wish there was a unique set for this. Exarchic set with swapped metal colors. I mean, it's nice to have that, but pretty soon with the 2 die system.
Hurry, Golbez! The city is already overrun!
Is this what the Void used to look like? Wow! Hold on, hold on, hold on! Oh my gosh! This has to be!
And now the capital.
Oh, it's so like amazingly high fantasy. It also reminds me so much of 16. Ah, citizens, people! Oh, this is so cool! And you can see them fighting down there. Oh, there's a mob! Oh, there's a mob! I'm sorry, hold on, I'm going! The goblins! This is so cool! This is the first time we have ever seen a glimpse of what the Void might have been like at some point. And I just like, I'm so enamored with the fact that it is very like classical Western medieval fantasy. I mean, I like a full range of fantasy from all kinds of different places and inspirations, do not get me wrong. But there's something about this that even not having played 4 feels so like nostalgic to see this.
Not fall here.
Amazing. Memoriat of Darkness, go forth my pets and feast on their flesh. Oh, hold on, let me see. We've had, actually, also something really interesting. A lot of the voice lines in this dungeon have been voiced. Durante saying, hurry Golbez, the city is already overrun. Durante, first the villages, now the capital, nothing is exempt from their avarice. Memoriat of Darkness. Yeah, this has all been, most of this has been voiced, which is unusual as well. Outside of like Capstone. Bested by Golbez and Durante both. It seems I underestimated you.
We were elsewhere. Cowards.
And Durante's with us! Oh, and Golbez too! Of course, because they were here. Oh, this is very cool. I really like how they did this. I wasn't expecting, I guess because like the dungeons have been cool, but they've been a little lackluster. I wasn't expecting something like so, I don't know, impactful. This feels like it could be one of our, like the final dungeon, you know, kind of like Alamigo, kind of like I mean, and I guess in a sense it is, because this is sort of, for this miniature arc at least, the, like, capstone of that arc. So seeing them put in some of these characters and things, and have more of this, like, interactive voiced dungeon experience definitely helps send it off with a little bit more fanfare. Okay, we'll get those gobos. Whew! Oh, they have little potions they can use. That's fun.
This one is dangerous. Have care, Golbez.
Oh, this is really neat. Okay, so now our allies are gonna stay back and fight those buggos. And now we're gonna fight a big buggo, an antlion. Okay, there's stone pillars in this. I imagine they're gonna fall and get knocked over. So, or that it might do something with these stone pillars. So we'll keep an eye out. Oh, also, I realized Liar wanted me to look at his glamour. Oh no, I know this glamour! Okay, are any of the pillars, like, glowing? Do they look shaky? Do they look... No, okay. I imagine, though, that with that, like, trajectory, we'll have to try and place ourselves so that if some of these pillars are going to get hit... Ah, okay. Oh god, oh no! Oh jeez! Okay, but that's the one that got hit. So, no, I'm on the wrong side! Hold on! That's fun! That's a cool idea! Adding that, like, extra component into this. I like that. Alright, we have some other incoming lore from the chat. Oh, geez, but we also got quicksand! Which is that Lilia says, the city is called Baron, which is also the first city in Final Fantasy IV. And all of the mobs are mobs which can be found around Baron. Not to mention the music you're listening to is a remix of the main theme of 4. Love it! Love it! And yet it goes to show that, like, even not having played 4, the impact of seeing this wasn't lost on me, right? Like, I don't know, I'm gonna go here. Because still, even like within the context of the void, that pillar is gonna go. Even in the context of the void and like with everything that we've learned and Zero and like her plight in wanting to restore this world and the glimpses we've seen of how it's been changed and how desolate it was, but then actually getting to see too what life was like here, what was lost, right? Oh my gosh, this sand pit is a misery. Am I gonna die? I'm trying to go. It's a fun move though. I don't know if we've seen something other than like mechanics where you have to drop something like that or like webbing or things. I can't think of another particular fight where we've had a boss that'll like jump, do an attack like that, and then that itself like creates a kind of CC effect under you. Oh, okay, so it hit that pillar and it hit that last pillar. So we're gonna stay up here. That does so much damage! That does so much damage!
That they command such terrible beasts bodes ill.
Okay, I do love these earrings though, and I am really glad we have them in a different color. I forgot how much I love those. Sure, we'll just read everything.
If we had returned sooner.
Oh my gosh! Look at the huge castle! Wow. I love that this, like the setting here as well, is kind of a sunset, right? So this is the fading light. This is the last light, I would assume, in the void sort of deal, right? And of course, this is our growing light patch. So like one sun sets, another rises, a new day dawns, a new hope. Like, I love that they kind of set it with that. It gives it such a rich atmosphere and also reinforces kind of the trajectory of the narrative. Baron Jester, Armor of Baron. I'm gonna assume more Memoriats of Darkness.
Will not fall here.
That so this castle that they're storming, I'm assuming this is one of the, and maybe, I'm sure we'll get more lore about this. Morning of Darkness, come to play the hero, have you? What if we
I
hear?
dare say we'll be faster if we split up.
Trying to like stop the Memoriat War, or like come in and take down a tyrant that was like using this power in like a terrible way and had like warped a bunch of people. That's kind of the impression that I'm getting right now. Okay, we'll hustle, we'll hustle. I can safely say that this was not at all what I was expecting, and I am so happy to, like, have had a surprise here. Yeah, there we see them, like, turning people. To have this whole, like, journey through the memories in Golbez's domain. This is like a fun, surprising, exciting sort of dungeon setting. Vampiress. Oh, we're just like tossing out vampire terms here. We do canonically have vampires within the realm, within the lore of 14 now. And the Blackguards! That's cool. We've seen them in a lot of the Void Ark stuff. I always thought that they were kind of a cool parallel to the like winged Sin Eater equivalent that we see. See, there's the OG, there's Durante. There's that blonde hair. Interesting that he like kind of emerged out from us. Golbez was like so huge though, like super mega massive meaty. Did he get turned into a void scent? Oh no!
This can't be happening. Not to you.
I mean, it did happen though. Can you face it? Did he have to kill his friend?
My friend. My hero. I will stop you even should it cost me my life.
Oh! This was not at all what I was expecting! So wait, okay, so he uses it to empower himself, like the Memoriats did. Oh, that's super cool though! I mean, come on, he looks just like Xenos here! He looks very much like him. But what is the whole deal with, like, actually Golbez? He doesn't say anything. He's inhumanly massive. I was not expecting this from Durante, but this is so cool, the design and stuff. See, now we're gonna have so many people who are like,
all my strength.
who are like, what's my Memoriat form gonna look like? That would be a super cool new class if they wanted to go completely buck wild with Caster. Having Memoriat, where you had like a transformative effect, where you like changed yourself or could like put different aspects into— what was that? Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, so does it repeat the pattern of where he struck? We're getting... Okay, so I think we need to look and watch where those go down initially and then like stay in a safe space. And then, like, stay in a safe space. Oh, no, okay, I see what it is. It's just that it goes off in succession and you have to remember where it is. Okay. That's fine. It's interesting, he talks about that light and dark balance as well there. Light or dark, it matters not. So yeah, maybe we will have some kind of new class at some point. Okay, so it's gonna do that ring. So we'll wait until that goes off and then we'll move. And we'll get some heals out. I love this dungeon. This might be one of my favorites from all of Endwalker, to be honest. This is very cool.
Let's see how you fare now.
Okay, so we have a slice. They have arrows like they are going to split. Oh, interesting. Okay. Man, this man loves balls, doesn't he? He's got a lot of them. Okay, these are gonna split. That one's gonna go through there. Are we safe here? I think we're safe here. Yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good.
Even so.
Okay, a good old-fashioned stack-up line AoE. Love it. Oh, okay, okay, alright, alright. Big old arena cleave, that's fine.
Prepare yourself.
I like these kind of like claw shenanigans. Are they gonna sweep out? Oh no, it's gonna go right through the middle, okay. I thought they might go like, they would like rake outward kind of thing. That's gonna be a point of impact. We are gonna get hit by that. We are gonna get hit by that. Yes, indeed, indeed. Okay, we got pizza slices. This is gonna radiate out. Oh. Okay. Not too complicated.
You've weathered this before. Let's see how you fare now.
Okay. Just gonna go through there, here, middle, mid, mid. Yeah. Me getting nervous, like, am I right? I don't know. Duplicitous battery. Oh, that's the one that we had. And we'll move on in. And then we'll spread on out. We're almost there, 18%.
Even so, I'll not be bested. Not this day.
We don't need any cooldowns for this. We'll just heal through. It's gonna do the big arena attack. Woo! Pretty cool. This dungeon has had some interesting mechanics. With the different bosses, some little iterations or spins off of other mechanics.
It's over.
Definitely, I think a good memorable one. I think some of the mob difficulty could be a little bit, again, higher, which has been kind of a common theme across the board in Endwalker. But this is a fun one. Memorable. All of the, like, setting and stuff, really cool. Some unexpected twists and turns. The narrative storytelling in it, I really, really enjoyed. So... we did it, friend squad! Well done! Liar over here in his booty pants. Booty, booty, booty everywhere. Sauciest Reaper around. Okay. Ooh, and we've got the Orchestrion. And we got some Bottoms of Scouting. I don't... oh, this is the same set, so it'll look... we'll know what it looks like, with the healer set, so nothing too exciting to reveal on that front, but it'll be nice to see it recolored a little bit. Okay. We did it! Dungeon down! 6.5 dungeon down at last! Only months later. Thank you to those of our friends that ran with us. I appreciate it. Hey. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess it could just be that he's, like, envisioning what happened in those moments, but it could also be that he sees an echo of his friend and us kind of deal, right? So that was kind of like an actual echo moment, that, like, heart pulse in the sound effect.
Why you and not me? You were the best of us. A paragon of virtue. I could never hope to be your equal.
But you could try, though. You could have tried.
I am only the knight I am because of you. Because you believed in me.
The helmet came off? Is this like the reveal? Is it about to happen right now? I don't know if I'm ready. My god, they are just teasing us. They are taunting us. They are mocking us. Why are you like this?
I wish to become a monster, preying upon those who fought to protect. But neither can I bring myself to kill you.
Just keep panning. Just keep panning. I mean, he could freeze him in... Is that what he did? He froze him in the...
So rest easy, my friend.
Aww.
And entrust your legacy to me.
Oh, he did have to kill him. Ah, I see. Okay, so he did bind him. Hi, kitten. Thanks. It's a really emotional time. You can come say hi. Yeah, this young man just had to kill his friend.
This I swear.
I know, it's a bummer. Hi. Also, we've got a kitten visitor. We have a little Mikote who stopped by. Oh my goodness. Okay, you want to get settled and lay down? Okay, there you go.
Through me your name shall live on, as the hero who saves the world.
That got pretty twisted though, huh, right? Like, I mean, he tried, to be fair. Like, he tried to make that a goal and to see it through, and the way he thinks he's saving the world is an interpretation of saving the world, but... Oh, like we're like here right now. Outside of the memory.
We've been released from the memory, 'twould seem.
And this is where we were at the start. Ha ha ha.
If If Golbez was the one sealed in this memoria, then the one we've been fighting is...
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Had we not yet arrived at that conclusion canonically? Yes, we knew. We done been new. Zero. We done been new since last patch. I will say this. With this and then the 12, right? And the whole like, is this guy Oshan? I do hope with Dawntrail. Some of my feedback for 14 is that sometimes I think they hammer home things a little too much. And it's really only been in recent story stuff where it's felt a little bit like show and telly, where, you know, it's like, yes, we knew this 3 patches ago. You told us this. We already had all the pieces to put it together. We don't need to have like a big revelation moment months after everybody already had the revelation moment. And I think that's something they can look at for some of their narrative pacing moving forward. There have been, some very good reveals and very good surprises as well with like Elpis and stuff. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. But it does feel a little heavy-handed recently with some of it, where they kind of like draw it out for the continued suspension, but then like the payoff has already happened ages ago, so it kind of takes up narrative space where it didn't need to happen. But yeah, I think they could be a little bit lighter with it.
No more than an imposter playing at hero.
I mean, you can be a hero in your own right, Durante.
Durante, I presume.
A name long since lost to time. History shall remember only Golbez. Come what may, I shall deliver the world its salvation, and I will not suffer you to interfere.
You seek to free all souls from the purgatory of undeath. And to that end, you would invade another world.
Zero over here trying to reason with this man. Zero's gonna try. It's not gonna work. He's too far gone.
While I cannot condone your methods, I understand your motive full well. For I'm driven by the same. I too wish to save our world. I too once thought I had to bear the burden by myself. That I had no choice but to walk my path alone. But I was wrong. We may yet strive together towards our shared goal. If you would reconsider your course.
Zero tried so hard. Oh, you love to see it. I mean, it is pretty sad, the idea that, like, sorry, what is that? That he, in so many ways, thought that he was only who he was because of Golbez, right? But, like, at some point, you have to be your own person. Even if there are people in your lives that, you know, matter very dearly to you, or that have helped you, or have helped you be a better person or grow. And, like, he could have stepped up and carried on that legacy in a very different way. And could have, you know, I think he felt that he was honoring his friend by allowing him to live on in his stead. But his friend would have wanted him to live, you know, and him to be fully what he could be and who he could be, and to be a hero in his own right. And it's, I don't know, it's very interesting, and like seeing, especially in this world where identities are so malleable, and you are born and die, or like you're like merged into, when I say born and die, I mean like the cycle of endless undeath continues to perpetrate, right? Your sense of unique identity has been so like mishmashed, like a bunch of Play-Doh beings all smushed together, that like these kind of discussions about what it means to find your own strength, but then also what it means to like work against each other, like, or work together with people as opposed to constantly like vying against one another or trying to consume or be like avoid being consumed. Again, like lots of good themes in this, particularly with the Void and a lot of the Voidal stuff. But in his own way, Golbez, Durante, let himself be consumed by the memory of Golbez. And I think his own actions are so skewed because of that. Because whether or not he's literally been consumed by other Void Sent, long ago when that happened, he already gave up his true self and his own guiding motivations to try and like live up to something that he couldn't, because he can't be a different person than who he is. So it's interesting. Yeah, he does not give a rat's ass about that.
If you possessed power which transcended that of Zeromus, then perhaps I would.
Zero's mega light charged right now, so...
But you do not. No, you are but another Voidsent like me. And what is a candle before the sun?
Perhaps we aren't all-powerful, and cannot effect great change in an instant. Even so...
Great change is what we need. Aught less has no meaning.
Great change happens in small bits.
Having glimpsed our past, you should understand as well as any. As Golbez, I dedicated myself to ending the Contra Memoria. I fought the corrupted Memoriates and attempted to redeem those twisted by their power.
So that's what we saw there. That was during Contra Memoria, so during the war.
Yet try as I might, I was powerless to make any meaningful change. 'Twas then, when I was floundering in despair, that she appeared.
Egeorm?
The Asian Egeorm.
We finally, in the year 2024, get more Egeorm lore. Oh man, it's been so long.
Claiming to know how to excise the source of our woes, she showed me to the moon, where the servant of light abided. 'Twas he and his ilk who had granted men unnatural powers, she said, and now prolonged the war.
Showed me to the moon where the servant of light abided. Does that imply that there was another watcher on the moon? There must have been. So then do every single one of the shards have a watcher affiliated with them? That would be interesting. And are they all the same entity? Like just reimagined, rememoried in each place? Or are they like pieces of the same entity that was like split with the plan? Interesting. Yeah.
Believing her every word, I struck him down and caused darkness to engulf the world.
Oh, Durante, you did a big whoopsie. Less a whoopsie and more a on purpose.
Then it was you who...
You big dumb idiot. He has to be Xenos' shard. I'm so sorry to all of our Xenos lovers out there. I love you too. But look at this man's dumb choices. And look where they got him. Oh my gosh.
As Emmett Selk once told us, the 13th was the Asians' first attempt at a rejoining, before they fully understood the mechanisms at play. They failed because they sought only to awaken the sundered Zodiac without instigating a calamity in the source. The darkness they unleashed had nowhere else to go.
Okay.
Having left a ruin of our world, the Ascian fled. I was a fool to trust them, to trust in others.
Okay, Durante. We need to have a little talk about self-responsibility. Yes, she lied to you, and that manipulation was perhaps not entirely your fault, but like, also, you had a really good example, and you had a really good person in your life. And I know like grief and stuff can make us do a lot of things, and like you were at a loss and you felt like you couldn't do it on your own, and you couldn't turn the tides of the war, and you were looking for any solution. So like, it's a tragedy in certain regards, but we also have to take some ownership for the actions that we took. We have to realize that we made the situation infinitely worse here through your actions. Infinitely worse. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. Maybe you should have spent a little time. I mean, the Ascians, look, he's not the first one to have fallen to the Ascians. They were very manipulative. They understood a bigger picture that like the rest of the world didn't. So I have to cut him some slack. And I'm sure he was really floundering, but also I just wanna like throw a rock at this man's armored head and just be like, yeah, dinkus. Just go for it.
Since that day, I have sought the means to undo my mistake. The world may be beyond saving, but I would at least restore the great flow.
He's trying. You have to give him. He's trying. You have to give him that at least.
The dragon was an extraordinary windfall. A veritable font.
Okay, he's back on my you're worthless list.
Time and again.
You hurt my dragons. I'm coming for you. Right back in the idiot pile with you, Durante.
But it wasn't enough to achieve my objective. Far from it. For an eternity, I had to bide my time. But the day finally came when I acquired the power I sought. The remnants of the Ascians' god sealed within the moon suddenly dispersed into ether. With that ether, Zeromus could be conceived, and driven by the dragon's longing for home, it shall soon arise to destroy the barrier between worlds.
This is me like thinking through all the progression of events. So the ether dispersed when we destroyed Zodiark. But because we know, because of the nature of the void, which is also what has kept Ajdiah alive, our beautiful sweet dragon, who's gonna be totally fine and just absolutely okay after all of this, it's what allowed that ether to remain and then to be like repurposed, used. So as opposed to all the other pieces of Zodiark that scattered, this one could not return to the flow. I immediately thought in my mind, well, if he killed the Watcher, so he kills the Watcher, the brands, I assume, he breaks. And Zodiark's darkness, we'll see, we're going through this. This is what we're kind of piecing together. Zodiark's darkness, alongside the influx of darkness that was already imbalanced in the world through things like the Contra Memoria, is what caused the terrible warping of this particular shard. And because there wasn't a simultaneous calamity that was happening on the source that then like sucked these two together as these things were happening, there was no rejoining, so the world was just engulfed in darkness. And up until the point that Zodiark was killed, that piece of him was just chilling in the moon, just like hanging out there, just like an arm. I'm assuming because the rest of him was still imprisoned and the source of his being was still under lockdown on the source, that it probably, maybe it was still inanimate, maybe the greater whole was, you know, like still not able to connect with it. But it is kind of wild to just think about, like, one of Zodiark's arms just, like, chilling in the moon. Everything's terrible and the void's all corrupted. But then, I guess, by dissipating the ether, it was able to be used for a different purpose. I'm peeking at chat as we're in between here. Not sure if he was ever able to shatter the brand, since they were intact on the source. Oh, and you think perhaps it's a maybe Crystal Tower kind of situation where the brands are like fixed between all realms. You would think that part of the rejoining would be the calamities, but then also breaking the brands on the reflections, right? It was all the fault of Fanny Pack, Durante. Well, they are two different people. Fanny Pack is Fantaniel. But both of them made some choices. Chris looks at Durante jokingly. Men would rather kill the Watcher and cause a flood of darkness instead of going to therapy. And there was a good follow-up about that afterwards. For the joke and everything, yes, like, mental health care is usually very stigmatized, particularly for men. So, like, absolutely, absolutely. But also, Chris, I get the meme. But also, yes. Like, no, there's a lot of discussion about mental health for everybody and destigmatizing it. That's very important. They never really sought to free Zodiark until the full rejoining, since Zodiark being imprisoned kept things stable. But this was also early, right? And they didn't know how the process worked. So maybe after this they decided, I don't know, there's a bit of ambiguity up in here, but I do think that, I mean, of course, there's able to be ambiguity. It's a fantasy world, you know? A massive chunk of Zodiark's power, but without will or purpose. Dark ether uncontrolled. That kind of went wild. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, lots of speculation, lots of discussion on this. In theory, Elidibus might still have had a semblance of control over Zodiark. True, because we don't know exactly where in the timeline Elidibus re-separated himself out. Right? I'm thinking back through all my lore. So, it's true. It's true. There's a lot of moving parts and also a lot of just years of storytelling in the game that they have, like, made work with everything else. So, of course, we're over here with the same puzzle pieces, just, like, trying to put it all together in a bigger picture. Let's continue with the cutscene, though.
Thus will the way open to the promised land and the death we have been too long denied. Thus will I, Golbez, bring salvation to all.
This is maybe a kind of salvation, but dramatic hat tip.
So that is all you have left.
Aww. Zero, you tried.
Say what you will. You cannot stop Zeromus's awakening.
We're going after him, aren't we?
No, we're just gonna let him do it.
Aye. That's why we came, after all. And besides... when someone believes in you, it makes you want to believe in them.
Aww.
In others and yourself. Euless was right about that.
Aww. You know, Durante lost that connection, that belief. And maybe he has been struggling for something to believe in, right? And he has put his belief into many different things that were not actually good. Believing or convincing himself, lying to himself that they're, you know, maybe this would be the solution or the worthy cause or the, you know, the thing that he could believe in again or the path that he could follow. But I love the parallel here as well with Zero having like found a friend after all of this time, and Zero having like realized the power of all of that. And so even though you have this story of loss, you also have this story of like new friendship that's happening, and new companionship and belief and faith and trust. So it's like, I really like a lot of the narrative parallels and the different things that they're kind of working into this.